just sitting there with our signs that said like, we love Sophie, like thank you Sophie for speaking up. And so we were holding on, just watching the game. Again, like, we were being super great. We hadn't said anything to anyone else. We were being super respectful. We were just holding our signs and cheering for both teams. And this lady, older lady, comes up to us, and she comes up to us, and at first I think she's gonna be nice, and she asks like, what are you guys doing? Something like that. And then it was like, Jesus loves everyone. That's what she...
Welcome back to Clark Gaming Hoop. Before we dive into this massive story, drop a quick comment below. Do you think team owners should face consequences for yelling at fans? Let us know your opinion in the comments right now. What we're witnessing is a major public relations crisis surrounding the WNBA, with the league facing intense public scrutiny. If you thought the on-court battles were the biggest storyline this season, think again. The drama has now extended beyond the hardwood and into the stands, involving teenage fans, heated political discussions, and allegations against a high-ranking WNBA team owner. Just a few days ago, on July 28th, the Indiana Fever faced the Seattle Storm, but one of the biggest talking points didn't happen during the game. It reportedly unfolded courtside. According to reports, Seattle Storm co-owner Celeste Keaton was suspended by the league after she allegedly directed profane language toward young fans who were supporting Sophie Cunningham. The incident quickly became a major topic of conversation across social media and sports media. According to reports, the controversy grew so large that the Seattle Storm organization released a public apology in an effort to address the situation, respond to the criticism, and calm the growing backlash. Caitlin Clark's team has found itself at the center of a major public relations storm, with the WNBA facing intense public attention as fans continue to debate the controversy. Don't miss a single second of this video, because we're breaking down every angle of what many commentators are describing as one of the most significant executive-related controversies in recent WNBA history. Let's jump straight into the story. To understand how this situation unfolded, we need to go back to one of the central figures in the discussion, Sophie Cunningham. The reaction to Cunningham's public comments, along with the broader conversation surrounding the league's political climate, has become one of the most widely debated storylines in professional sports. Last week, Cunningham drew national attention during a high-profile ESPN interview, where she publicly expressed support for policies that would restrict transgender girls and women from competing in female sports. She said her position was based on protecting opportunities for girls and women, emphasizing concerns about competitive fairness and athlete safety. Once those remarks were published, they quickly spread across social media and sports news outlets. The discussion rapidly intensified, with supporters praising her stance while critics strongly disagreed. Within hours, the interview had become one of the most talked about topics surrounding the WNBA, fueling an ongoing debate among fans, athletes, and commentators across the sports world.
Always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children, and that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah. Do you see your advocacy on that, like, taking any form going forward?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so I think in the future, it's just really important to protect.
Okay, great opportunity for the WNBA, right? Because it's like an 80-20 issue. Most Americans don't believe that boys should play against the girls. And you're talking about a women's sport league. That's what you're talking about. Women's basketball. If you let the biological men play, you end up with the movie Juwanna Mann, or alternatively, Lady Ballers. A 14-year-old high school freshman boys starting varsity player at any decent public school in America would torch these ladies. That is just a reality. Okay, that is not sexist. That is called reality. 14-year-old boys all over America are dunking. The WNBA with biological men would just be called the NBA, and the ladies would be called ushers.
When the Indiana Fever traveled to Seattle for their July 28th matchup, the stage had already been set for controversy. Before tip-off, a demonstration reportedly took place outside Climate Pledge Arena, where fans gathered to show support for Sophie Cunningham. According to reports, some attendees carried signs expressing support for her views, while others promoted a local ballot initiative they believed aligned with her position. With emotions already running high, the atmosphere inside the arena remained tense. According to multiple reports, the situation escalated during the game following an alleged courtside confrontation. Reports claimed that two teenage fans were seated in the crowd holding signs that read, "Thank you, Sophie, for speaking up for girls." According to independent journalists and eyewitness accounts, a prominent individual allegedly approached the teenagers and confronted them over the signs they were displaying. Those same reports alleged that the woman directed profanity toward the girls, reportedly calling them effing insane, and allegedly added, "Jesus can forgive you for what sin you've done." The reported exchange quickly spread across social media, becoming the focal point of an already heated controversy, and generating widespread debate among fans, commentators, and news outlets.
One of the co-owners of the team came over.
Someone, especially when it comes from a professional female athlete, has their back. And now here she is, as you said, supporting Sophie, and she's being heckled by grown men and grown women, which now to the left, that's considered progressive. It's just sad that young girls, 16-year-old girls, have to be the adults in the room.
Yeah. You know, the young lady, one of the girls that you're talking about, the athlete, she was wearing an XXXY t-shirt, and that's the apparel company that was created by Jennifer Say, who is the gymnast, the former gymnast. And their mission is really just to focus on protecting women's sports. Here's Jennifer reacting to it. Listen to this.
I'm so proud of those two young girls. They're so grateful to have Sophie so loudly and full-throatedly in our court. These young girls have been going it alone, and to have a star from the WNBA stand up and say, yeah, girls deserve their own sports is such a huge win and a vote of confidence for these girls, and they feel like they're no longer alone.
You know, she started that company. You're wearing one of those T-shirts, too, just to protect women. And it goes back to what Sophie said. She said, there's a safe space and love for everybody. Everybody's welcome at my table. Sophie, the basketball player, says this. But she said, I want to support women.
Addressing the issue, Sophie Cunningham said, "I just want to support women. I want to make sure it's fair." Those remarks quickly became part of the broader public discussion and added even more attention to the ongoing controversy. When the identity of the woman allegedly involved in the incident began circulating online, many fans expressed surprise. According to reports, it was not an ordinary spectator but allegedly Seattle Storm minority owner Celeste Keaton, who was accused of directing profane language toward two teenage girls because of the signs they were holding. The controversy rapidly intensified. Reports also claimed that the girls were booed by some nearby fans, while other accounts allege that members of the Seattle Storm acknowledged the situation with thumbs-down gestures. These claims have been widely discussed online, although accounts of the incident have varied. At the same time, the WNBA, a league that has been working to expand its popularity and reach a larger audience, found itself facing allegations involving one of its team executives. As public attention continued to grow, so did the pressure on the league office to respond. With the story dominating headlines and social media discussions, many fans, analysts, and commentators called for greater clarity and accountability. For the WNBA, the incident quickly evolved into a significant public relations challenge, threatening to overshadow the league's recent momentum and the excitement surrounding the season.
Walking up to this is like a hate crime in a sense. She verbally abused someone else's.
Announced disciplinary action involving Celeste Keaton, stating that she had been fined and suspended from attending Seattle Storm home games for 5 contests. The decision quickly attracted widespread attention, as disciplinary measures involving a team owner are relatively uncommon, and immediately became a major topic of discussion across the sports world. Following the announcement, the Seattle Storm organization faced increased public scrutiny. Majority owner Jenny Gilder released a public statement acknowledging the reports surrounding the incident and emphasizing that everyone should feel welcome, safe, and respected while attending Storm games. The organization also expressed its commitment to maintaining a positive environment for all fans. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's team, the Indiana Fever, sought to keep its focus on basketball as the controversy continued to unfold. The Fever organization and head coach Stephanie White declined to comment on questions regarding the pro-Sophie Cunningham demonstration, while a team public relations representative said the organization had no prior knowledge of the rally before the game. Instead, the Indiana Fever kept the spotlight on their performance following a 105-95 victory, making it clear that their priority remained on the game itself rather than becoming further involved in the off-court controversy surrounding the event.
Out with the positive, saying, you know what, finally someone has said something, and messed up whatever it is, and there's still people who are going to hate on you, and so that's just what this world is. So I'm confident in who I am. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that, but I have never once said I hated the trans community. Like I said, I think there's space for everyone.
Controversies of this magnitude are relatively uncommon in professional basketball. What reportedly began as a political debate has evolved into a widely discussed courtside incident, with allegations involving a team owner drawing significant public attention and placing the WNBA under intense scrutiny. Although the league has taken action and responded publicly, the conversation has continued across social media and sports media outlets. Many fans and commentators are still calling for greater accountability, transparency, and clarity regarding the events surrounding the incident. Now we'd like to hear your perspective. If the reported allegations are accurate, do you believe a 5-game suspension is an appropriate disciplinary response for a team owner accused of directing profane language toward teenage fans? And what are your thoughts on Sophie Cunningham's decision to publicly express her views on the issue? Share your honest opinion in the comments below and join the conversation. We welcome respectful discussion from all viewpoints. If you enjoy in-depth coverage of the biggest WNBA stories, breaking news, and the latest basketball discussions, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future updates as this story continues to unfold.